Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, welcome back everyone to more of the Resident Evil series after a short break with Silent Hill. I want to finish up all the PlayStation 1 games we have. Because we only have... I think we only have Resident Evil 3, and then Resident Evil Dead Aim and Survivor. Still not really sure if those are different games or if they're just the same thing, just with different labels. But, yeah, I think those are the last of, like, the PS1 games that we have. This game being the last of the main streamlined, like, Res games on PlayStation 1. So, we're gonna start a new game, we're gonna do hardcore mode.
Resident Evil.
Hardcore mode is kind of like how Res 3 was meant to be played.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
I think this game has my favorite intro out of all the other Resident Evil games.
What are they?
I've mentioned before how, like, Res 3 is one of my favorite Resident Evil games of all time. I also was into horror stuff at a very early age. So this game, like, legitimately scared the shit out of me the first time I played it. I don't remember the exact age because my memory is terrible. But I want to say I was at least around, like, 8 or 9, pushing that, like, 10 barrier when I first started, when I first, like, got introduced to the Res series. Because as a kid, I knew about the existence of the Res series, mainly because my parents were also very big fans of, like, horror movies and stuff like that. So, they would watch things like the first Resident Evil movie, and then there was the second one. I forgot what the hell the name of the second movie was called. I think it's just called, like, Vengeance or something. But yeah, I got introduced to Resident Evil very early. And I've told the story a couple times before, where I had, like, saved up enough of my allowance that my parents, like, gave me when I was younger. And I bought this game at, like, a furniture store slash, like, thrift shop that my dad used to work at with a friend of his.
The monsters have overtaken the city.
And now it's easily one of my favorite games, even so many years later.
I'm still alive. Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Unfortunately, though, the remake does not do this game justice. I want to preference by saying that, I don't think the RE3 remake is a terrible game. I think that it is a decent game for what it is. But it is definitely a poor recreation of Resident Evil 3. That is, like, my only qualms with the game. Defective products have been placed here. Handgun bullets. So a lot of you will also notice that there's, this game has a lot of different features from, the Res 2 on PlayStation 1. We'll go over those in a little bit.
I told you! I'm not leaving! Never! Just get away from me.
The container is locked from the inside. The analog doesn't seem as messed up with this game as it did with Res 2. It is a little bit weird still moving with it, so I just might have to get used to it. Alright, but I'll make a save here because it is hardcore, and it has been a long time since I played, so better safe than sorry. So one thing about this game, that RE2 doesn't have is craftable ammo. I should probably read these books to get these out of my inventory. Shit, which button's the inventory? Oh, it's B. Game instructions. This explains about various actions, operations on map screen, and operations in the event scenes. Game instructions A. We help you improve your chances of survival. Shooting objects. You may get different reactions from shooting objects such as oil drums and bombs. Press the R2 button to aim directly at these objects. Quick turn. You can perform a quick 180-degree turn, press the run button while retreating, which is something that the second game didn't have, which would have been super useful in most of those boss fights. Emergency escape. When you're trapped by enemies, you can push them away to escape. Use the directional buttons and action button, or directional button, action button, cancel button, run button, R1, R2, and L1 buttons rapidly. So, you pretty much fucking every button. Just before an enemy attacks, you can perform a dodge move to evade it. Press R1 or R2 buttons. Press the action button while aiming. Getting on and off an object. You can get on and off a certain object that appears in the game. Press the action button while you are moving forward to the edge of an object that you wish to get on or off. Press the L2 button to view the map. You can zoom in and out of the map by pressing the action button. While the map is zoomed in, use directional buttons to move across the screen. Press the select button to switch between maps. Live selection. At certain points, the game will fade to black and white. At these points, you will be prompted to choose between two different options. Use the directional buttons to move between the options and use the action button to make your decision. And then event cancel. It is possible to skip a certain event scene. Press the select button to skip these scenes. The events are really cool, actually. depending on which event you get, can actually kind of change, like, a pretty significant parts of the game, I think. Instructions on the creation of bullets. This explains how. To use the gunpowder and the reloading tool. Alright, so game instruction B. Ammunition creation system. To create various ammunition, you need to use the reloading tool and gunpowder. This is a necessary item if you want to create different types of ammunition. By combining the gunpowder and reloading tool, various types of ammunition will be created. Mixed materials to create various types of ammo. There are 3 types of basic gunpowders, A, B, and C. Please note that gunpowder C is created by mixing A and B. How to mix gunpowders. You can create various kinds of bullets by mixing the different gunpowders. There are 13 different kinds in all. So A is just handgun bullets, shotgun shells, B, C, grenade rounds. Then there's AC, flame grenades, BC, acid rounds, CC, freeze rounds, and then CCC, magnum bullets. Mixing gunpowders with grenade rounds. If you combine a certain type of gunpowder with grenade rounds, special types of grenade rounds will be created. Basically, if you already have just default grenades and you just throw like A, B, or C in it, it'll convert them over. And then mixing level improvement. If you repeatedly create the same type of ammo, your skill will be improved, and you will be able to create a more powerful version of that ammunition. Which I've gotten that on occasion. I don't want to use it all right now, so I will... we will just be storing it for now. Only want to mix ammo, like, as needed. But yeah, those are a lot of the things that are essentially new with the game. Compared to, like, Res 2, for people that don't know. For people that do know, I'm kind of just echoing stuff you already know. But yeah, this game is great, though. I'll tell you right now, though, that whole pushing mechanic is probably not going to come into play a lot. I have been playing this game for a very long time. Even most, like, runners and people within, like, the community barely know how to use the like, push mechanic and stuff like that still. It is just incredibly finicky and just doesn't work the greatest. Alright, so that just leads me back around. I've only ever been able to evade Nemesis in, like, specific boss fights, but that's about it. I've never been able to, like, pull it off on just, like, a normal zombie or anything like that. Uptown map. I will say, though, as much as I do love this game, I also think this is probably one of the harder Resident Evil games of the series. So, the reason that I chose hardcore mode, right off the bat, is because hardcore mode is really what the game should be played on. Easy mode is just way too easy. You get like an assault rifle with full ammo. You get like a pistol that has like a shit ton of ammo for it as well. It is just incredibly easy on easy mode, obviously. I don't know how I managed to get that push there. Oh man, I'm gonna be doing this all the time now. Accidentally opening the menu instead of my inventory.
Get away!
I don't think I'll help. I think he's got it. Clock tower postcard. Picture postcard of a clock tower. The following explanation is printed on the backside. A landmark spot. St. Michael Clock Tower. There's a college around here called St. Michael's.
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
So again, for people that aren't aware, that's Brad. I imagine most people, some people now might only know this information from like playing the remakes. I guess I'll combine those if needed to make more room. Alright, I'm trying to remember my way now. Oh, I think I actually have to come down here. I think there's also a lot more... Fucking Christ. I don't mean to keep doing that, I'm sorry. I do think there's also a lot more combat in this game compared to, Res 2. keep messing up because, like, Silent Hill has completely different controls. The, like, inventory button in Silent Hill is the same as, opening up the menu in this game, so I just keep getting confused. Alright, but this is where we get the shotgun. He is lucky he died before his guts were ripped out. I'm still in yellow health, so I don't really need to heal right now. I could have actually just taken the back door to the bar. I think that's where I needed to go. I'll just cut through here, it's probably safer. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, and then another thing that I like about this game is Jill will actually turn around to shoot the fucking enemy. Which was something I hated about Res 2, was it didn't auto-lock onto enemies. Alright, it's been bound tight with a rope and won't open. The rope seems to be Alright, we got a couple of red herbs. Photo A. Whoops. The policemen are pressing forward. It's dated September 27th. Another thing that I loved about this game, too, is, Res 3 is the game that invented the, mercenaries mode, essentially. Oh, excuse me. Sorry I'm late, was making food. No, it's all good. Just giving educational lessons on Res 3. Alright, I don't think I need the lighter anymore. I'll move the God damn it. Keep overshotting everything. Alright, need to craft more handgun bullets. But yeah, Res 3 pretty much invented the Mercenaries mode. Yeah, for some reason, in the remake, despite the fact that the remake was already such a very small game, they, for some reason, decided not to put it in. Alright, so that's the map. The map is a little bit confusing, so I don't really use it too often. The map is also massive, because unlike Res 2, where you're primarily staying for like one location for extended periods of time, in Res 3 you're constantly always on the move. You're going throughout the city streets, other busy locations. You visit the police station briefly, which is nice. Get that call back to like Res 2 and some of the references. But I love that you're always on the move in this game. Stores. Alright, so these are the decisions that I was talking about. We have the option to fight him or enter the police station. Thankfully the game chose for me. I didn't think it'd go by that fast. If I would have fought him, I would have most certainly have lost. But similar to the remake, if we are able to actually defeat Nemesis, he drops weapon parts and like items that we can use throughout the game. It's just not entirely worth it though. Especially on hardcore mode. Police station map. So we got that now. This terminal controls the security system. I can operate it if I had a STARS card. So if I did fight Nemesis and somehow defeated him, we also would have gotten access to the, we could have actually just picked up Brad's card. It is completely blocked off. So despite the fact that the beginning of Res 3 technically takes place before Res 2, for some reason all the like doorways in here are locked off and there's like no survivors. Someone has made a mess in here, so I guess there's no ammo in there as Jill. I don't know what she's aiming at. Alright, there's... Oh, I guess this is Marvin. It's RPD Officer Marvin. He's been fatally wounded by zombies. He appears to be holding something in his hand. Marvin's report. September 24th, there are reports of a theft in the Municipal? I've never actually figured out what that word is. Principal? Building before dawn. A jewel-decorated clock at the main gate was damaged. 2 of the 12 gems that are installed on the face of the clock are missing. Due to the lack of available officers at this time, I have no choice but to suspend the research of this case. Signed, Marvin. September 26. Based upon an autopsy report of a 42-year-old restaurant owner, I have discovered that he has one of the missing gems. He apparently took shelter in the police department at about 10 a.m., where he was shot to death within 10 minutes of having developed the symptoms. Since the city is currently under martial law, we were forced to suspend this case at the time. We'll keep the gem as evidence. Signed, Marvin. He's been fatally wounded by zombies. So only fatally wounded. He's not dead, though. Oh, M92F Custom. A custom handgun made for STARS. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the STARS pistol is basically just a Beretta. You know, that's kind of fucked. That she knows that Marvin's, like, still alive. And then she just doesn't do anything. Because fatally wounded doesn't mean that he's dead, I guess. Alright, blue gem. This one's locked. So we'll have to find the passcode for that one.